What's up, YouTube? It's Chris with Murphy Firearms Training. I have two big bore revolvers here today. I have 500 JRH. This is loaded with a 440 grain hard cast flat nose running almost mid 12s, 1230-ish. I have got the 454 Casol, the Raging Bull. It's 8 3/8 barrel. It is ported. That's going to help with recoil. This is loaded with 320 grain hard cast flat nose. And those are running somewhere around 1550 feet per second, if I remember correctly. I'll put that in the comments if I'm off on that velocity. But anyway, so what I want to talk about is how to shoot a big bore revolver. And the first thing, it has to do with your grip. You need to get a good grip. If you see these guys shooting these revolvers and their left hand comes off, they're basically shooting one-handed. They don't have a good grip. So you want to push with your right hand and pull with your left so that your fingers stay on this gun. The second thing is there's two things you can do. One I like to call the target shooting grip, the leisure grip. That's where you don't lock your elbows, you try not to lock your wrists, and you kind of let that gun come back some. That is going to be more comfortable for shooting more than 1 or 2 rounds. That's what I call the target shooting grip. The other one is where you're going to actually lock out, really lock out, break those wrists over center, and you're doing everything you can to hold that muzzle down. And that's going to be for rapid fire. So I'm going to show you both. I'm going to shoot some steel that I've got sitting down range. I'm going to start with the 500 JRH. It actually recoils more. And it's quite uncomfortable to hold this muzzle down firm for rapid fire. And it's a single action, so I don't tend to rapid fire my single actions. So anyway, got our hammer back, get our good push-pull grip, good firm grip. And what I'm going to do is intentionally not lock my elbows. Bring those elbows back, let them kind of stay bent just a little bit. It's really hard for me not to break my wrists over, but I'm going to try. And I'm going to let this gun recoil back, and it's going to come pretty far back. But not too bad. And shoot it again. And shoot it again. And shoot it again. And shoot it one more time. Okay. Let that gun come back. The disadvantage to that technique, of course, is if you let it come too far back, it's going to part your hair. But with that said, if you know that gun's not going to hit you, you're going to enjoy shooting it a lot more. You're not going to leave the range with your wrists hurting. But it depends on what you're shooting a big bore for. So if you're shooting a big bore just because you enjoy shooting a big bore, that's a great way to shoot it. If you bought a big bore because you live in brown bear country, you deal with, like, male moose bull moose that maybe want to gore you, some other really aggressive animal. God forbid you live somewhere where polar bears live, and you carry something that like this to stop an animal like that. You don't have time to let that gun come back and recoil comfortably, come back on target, pull the hammer back. You need to be able to shoot a little quicker. And so we're going to lock those elbows, break those wrists over so your wrist is naturally straight. When I say break that wrist, you're actually going to twist it downward. You're trying to think if you got a broom and you're trying to torque it so that if anybody pushes on the bottom, it doesn't move. So here goes. Let's try 5 of these and I'll show you what I mean. So here goes. Lock those elbows, break those wrists. Here we go. Like that. And this gun recoils a little less than a 500 JRH, so it doesn't hurt as bad to shoot it like that. But it does recoil. And the idea being that you're holding that gun down for rapid fire. So kind of two schools of thought, and depending on what you're doing, I will say if you've never shot a gun, a 500 Magnum, a 460 Magnum, a 500 JRH, a 4570 revolver, I would even go so far as a 44 Magnum. If you've never shot anything bigger than a 357, you need to start with a really firm grip with your wrist broken, that good push-pull. So grip the gun, lock that elbow, and then this one should be slightly bent. Push and pull if you're a right-handed shooter. Because if you start with that loose grip and you don't have a good strong grip, the gun could come back and hit you. And I'm not afraid to tell someone who's never done this, wear a bike helmet. Because if that barrel comes back and hits you in the head, it's going to hurt you. So anyway, big bore revolvers, guys, they're lots of fun to shoot. Hope you enjoy that. Let me know what you want to see. Please like and subscribe.